Hello and welcome to the Aaron Brusos podcast. Today's podcast, as there has been many actually done while driving and done safely. There's no use of anything else besides my mind on the road. But yeah, just wanted to get on and I was just having a thought. Sometimes different podcasts, I have a topic that needs to be investigated or explained or talked through a bit deeper. Sometimes inspired thought just drops in, and other times there's structure and a whole I guess script that I want to, many things I need to cover. Today's was just an inspired thought, and I just want to share this because this sort of stuff's going to turn around pretty quick, and you'll know what I'm talking about when I talk about it. So my thought that dropped in was, wow, isn't organic food going to be in high demand when people see that many of today's incurable diseases can be eradicated or completely healed or cured for the first time in our history through it's not just organic food. There's a protocol, and it's if we're the body, mind and the soul, then I guess these protocols that provide this are a combination of things, not just diet, their movement, their mindfulness, mental, practical applications and things. So what I'm saying is that, just say there was multiple things that could actually cure a incurable disease that you may have, that to do everything bar the organic food in a lot of cases won't get you over the line. It'll improve your health, but we're talking about scales, we're talking about levels, we're talking about a range, not a fixed location like our body is. That's why we can't find all these things that modern medicine, science, and everyone is trying to the elusive. The reason why it takes us so long to get all this shit is because the professional, knowledge and wisdom of all these things at the moment sits separately with a whole lot of different people. And they don't work together. The nutritionist doesn't work with the doctor, doesn't work with the scientist, doesn't work with the psychologist, doesn't work with the psychiatrist, doesn't work with the physicist. They're all separate silos and separate professions in our communities that know not a lot about, they're not hyperfixated on knowing, like they have a general understanding or knowledge of, but they don't know what the other part's doing. And then when you merge the fields together, and it does something that we've never been able to do in history before, which is what I'm talking about, then it's very hard for those, even if you were the top guy in the world or girl in any of these fields, you still wouldn't have an idea. And obviously consciousness as energy, which is an emerging field with quantum physics, all very provable. And look up the One Field on YouTube and have a look at them measuring our consciousness and proving that it's an energy source. So these things, some of the greatest minds on it don't even know about it because they're so hyperfixated in their own lanes. And this is common. This is been going on for a while, and it is the way it is. We can't do anything about it. It's not wrong, or I'm not jumping up and down saying, oh my God, these people have done it all wrong. I'm just saying that's just the way it is, and that's why we don't have the answers that we're looking for. So this thought dropped in my head, hey, imagine when the world realizes that every protocol that's going to lead to alignment and humans being able to do what they at the moment call miracles in the form of personal healings and cures for things that hundreds of millions and even a billion people have on earth, can only be rectified with an organic diet, with an organic lifestyle. I'm speaking from someone, and the reason why that thought dropped in my head obviously is because I've tested it. I've done all the other parts, not the organic part, and I haven't hit the mark. It hasn't done, if it's an aligning with our most naturalist state, it hasn't hit the mark. We're talking about regulation, we're talking about of the human system, and so just entertain me for a moment and just think. Say this guy knows what he's talking about. Say, Aaron, you actually are right. This naturally aligning thing heals incurable diseases, but it only works if people adopt a organic diet and lifestyle combined with those other things in that protocol to do it, but it can do it in record time. I mean, personally, I experienced it in 2018 with chronic anxiety, 8 years, very bad, and all gone in 14 days. It's been 8 years, it's never come back, and I've never had to rely on the medical system for that ailment since. And once again, disclaimer, I'm not saying medicine's bad. Medicine is people looking after people, and it's fucking amazing what they do. And that's the thing that people seem to we always go, this guy's wants to have a go at medicine. I don't want to have a go at all. It's just the way it is. We know what it is. I'm explaining to you why it is. So just entertain me for a second and say, all right, Aaron, say for instance he's right. Say it gets verified, which, by the way, any one of you or any sick person in the world around the globe right now today could verify in 14 days by simply going to my website, aaronrousos.org, and doing the protocol. Okay? It's all there, free, no gatekeeping, not even an email address. Just go there, do it. You could do that, and then you would see what I see. You would believe what I believe because it's all there. But you have to do it. You look at this set of things and you go, that naturally aligning. You have no idea about naturally aligning. We are just so far from understanding the very basics of how our systems work that it doesn't. So it works, right? Now, can you imagine? Now, we've seen a lot of, booms, and whether it be technology or discoveries or even just viral stuff online. It spreads like wildfire, and billions of people rush to this thing. So can you imagine when it is proven, which it already is, but when it spreads, when it gets widely known, more than people, and people start healing themselves all around the world of these incurable diseases. Can you imagine how much of a demand on organic lifestyle products and organic food is going to be? We are talking, people are not going to want to go to the supermarket and buy this food that is tainted. It doesn't have the normal messaging properties, and it doesn't have the basically not in its most naturalist form, and so there's going to be a high demand for organic. So if you've been following me for some time, and, you know, even if you haven't, even if this is your first podcast, then you could help humanity and make some really big dollars, some really big coin, they say, by starting to develop organic products, foods, with the highest integrity. And while you can't see it today, you might look around today in 2026 and it's April. You might look around today and go, I don't see this movement. It's going to happen very quickly. And when it does, you know that within any industry, the early adopters, the people that go first usually make the most amount of money. They're the ones that are firmly imprinted into or foremost on people's minds. So you imagine how much money and how much in demand. You can pretty much write your own ticket if you got in and started a huge organic farming business right now. I have Aura Organics and Future Farms and Aura Pure Living products that I'm developing right now for this very movement. But my one business is not going to be enough to provide for the whole world. So you can't see it today. It's 2026. You might look out and say, oh, it might take you a couple of years to get established. When is this going to come about? Well, I'll explain to you something that you won't be able to understand. Things go in cycles. Throughout history, there's been many a discovery, many a thing that was so good for humanity, saved hundreds of millions of lives, but it wasn't widely accepted in the early stages. It wasn't even believed by people. And there are things like, you don't know what you don't know, right? When, 600 years ago, we didn't realise that if we simply washed our hands when we were doing medical procedures, that it wouldn't spread great problems and disease and make people sick. So we, people the pioneers that sort of, in all discoveries, and I'm not just talking about medical or science, or I'm talking about all fields, whether it be man taking flight, or there's certain mechanisms within humanity, which is consciousness, which we don't understand a lot about because we're really living in the physical. And what I'm talking about is, you don't know what you don't know. You can see what you'd like to have, and you could imagine what you'd like to have, but you have no idea the processes of getting there, or you have no idea of what's coming and the process of getting there. So we didn't understand a lot of the time, and a lot of these things, especially with the medical thing, with the guy washing his hand and the childbirth, Black Death of childbirth. The guy said, look, I think we're the problem. And he jumped up and down and got so angry, and aggression is not a very nice energy. You can be right, you can be 100% right, but still no one likes that energy. So the guy that brought this to people's attentions and doctors and things says, shut up, there's reasons why they don't accept it as well, whether it be ego, whether it be being wrong, whether it be shame. There's lots of different reasons that we react the way we do. It's like we ridicule people for being healthy here on this planet. So this guy comes out and goes, mate, I think we're the problem killing all these children. And they ridiculed him. They said he was crazy. They said he was a nutter. They put him in a mental institution. And 10 years later, someone washed their hands and proved him right. And this is littered throughout our whole history. If you look, it doesn't matter what field, what discovery, nothing was just, no one has a brain. We're not a very intelligent race of people. So I guess this one's just for anyone who wants to help humanity make some money for themselves. You pretty much write your own ticket. You can make the company as big as you want or as little as you want. You can start off small. You can scale it. Myself, I've got it as a bit of a sideline at the moment. I'm developing the natural products. I'm working out the farming practice. I'm lucky I come from a farming family from Mildura, rooted in some form of organic farming as well. And also sunbeam sultanas, which is almost on the opposite scale with the chemicals and stuff. So basically, I'm developing it, doing all the groundwork, and then I'll start scaling it. I'll start small and then scale it over the next few years. And when the demand increases, which I predict being in the next 16 months, then I will have to scale at a phenomenal rate. But at least I'll have the groundwork done, and I will have done it as a side hustle, the project or development until then. And then when it does hit, it's just a matter of scaling it up, and I've got a bit of a plan that I'm working towards with that as well, to be able to migrate that and to be able to use existing farms and start, sharing the new money that'll be. We're talking about a green field, basically a whole new movement of money, of more conscious, more integrity, more of service to humanity, or improving things rather than someone that was just designed something to take your money. So if you're smart, you'll start doing that. If not, you're happy to just have your health and do whatever you want to do, then it's totally up to you. And that's the beauty of this world. We have free will. Yes, we have human conditioning, and sometimes we're marketed to in such a fashion that's not good for us, and things that we don't need. But ultimately, we hold the choice. And unfortunately, being indoctrinated into a system that's an economic system that has 13 years of repetition beforehand does not make us very resilient to having our own critical thinking. So therefore, we're quite happy to go along. Our biology is very easily hacked, where we like to do what other people do. But that can change. But you still hold all the keys. You just don't understand it yet. So that's what today's podcast. Thanks for listening to the Aaron Russos podcast. It's great to have you listening. I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you making millions and millions and even billions on organic produce, natural produce, and also products in the future. It's good times ahead.